Felipe's in the backstage right now. Like, let me in. What up, dog?
What's up, Mike?
What's good, bro?
What is good?
By the way, if you guys don't know, if you guys haven't used StreamYard before, you probably don't know. But when you have StreamYard, which is the account that we're using, the software that you're using, somebody's backstage when they haven't been let in. So it's funny. I could see Felipe at the bottom, and he was like, "Yo, let me in." But what up, bro?
What's up? How you doing, Mike? Can you hear me when I'm backstage too?
Nah, once you're backstage, like when you're on the bottom, you can't hear it.
Okay, so I can't even talk to you.
No, sir. What do you got, bro?
Hey, man. So today was a slow one in terms of questions. I mean, I think you've been answering all my questions, so it's hard for me to find confusion unless it's something super specific, right?
Okay.
So I was thinking today. I mean, I'm gonna try to give this one. What was that?
What do you need help with?
I'm not sure what I actually need help with. I mean, do you see anything that I'm lacking in?
No, like I'm asking like help with opportunities. There's got to be some seller that you're just like, crap. I don't know what to do with this thing.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
I don't know how to. Yeah, I don't know how to get this thing.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say, I want to give you some guys to call and see what happens because I don't know, when I talk to them, it feels a little rushed or it feels like I'm not just getting the most out of them, and I want to see if you could potentially do that.
Okay, cool. Well, I sent you a lead to go over. Actually, I think it was a 5 unit down in Fall River or New Bedford or something.
I don't see it.
I set the task for today.
5 unit. Could you give me the address? Maybe I've called him and he didn't pick up and I didn't even notice it was 5 units. Let me double check here.
Let me see.
Because the only tax I have for today is 2 more left. So I must have won.
You want a 5 unit in Mass, bro?
What?
Yo, do you know who Zahid is?
Zahid? No.
Yo, Zahid's a legend, dog.
I mean, I don't know Zahid, but it sounds like a legend just by that name.
He's a legend. I call myself the Zahid prodigy. So if you're not following Zahid, you got to go to ZABID911 on Instagram.
Damn.
Zahid's an absolute animal. He's an investor up in Maine. He crushes.
Okay. Hey, before we start, though, I think we should shout out the website, silverhomies.com, for everyone watching.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, sir. If you want Mike to close your deals, if you're stuck getting it to the finish line or you don't know what to do, just send it over to Mike, and we can get you somewhere closer to the closing.
Yes, sir. With that being said, we actually have a couple of leads to call today on live.
Nice.
My guy Harvey submitted some leads. We're going to call them today. So let's tackle the leads that you need help with, and then we'll finish off with Harvey's leads.
Harvey Martinez. Yeah. So I don't see this 5 unit here, so I'm not sure what happened. Maybe.
Let me check it out.
Other than that, updates. Let me see. What is there for updates? I called that guy. Remember that I talked to yesterday? He wanted like a little novation on paper, like what it is exactly.
Mm-hmm.
There he is. Harvey's in the house. Harvey Martinez. So yeah, I called him. I tried to get around the not giving him the paper, but he really wanted it. I told him, let's just set something up. We can explain it in person. And then he just kept pushing and kept pushing. So, I mean, okay. I cracked. So I wrote something up real quick. It was super simple. And I just sent it over to his email. So now, I mean, the ball is in his court. I couldn't not send him anything.
Okay. Let's talk about the seller that called me today. I went on an appointment, and the seller ended up calling me, which after I went on the appointment, I gave Felipe the updates of what went on with the lead, what I offered, what the next steps were and all that. We didn't come to a contract when I went on the appointment because they weren't too ready yet, but they'll be ready by the end of the month this month. So lead calls me back, and they call me today, and they're like, hey, and I believe they said this to you too, Felipe. They were like, hey, is there any way that you can send over an agreement to us? Our realtor wants to look at it.
Yep.
Meanwhile, they're not on the market or anything like that. So I'm like, okay, great. Like, what exactly do you need the agreement for? And she's like, oh, well, we're trying to make a decision by the end of the month. And we just want to look at all the offers. We want to go over all the offers together with my realtor. So I'm like, okay, great. Here's the thing. We actually don't send out offers anymore because of a couple of reasons, but we don't send out offers unless the seller is ready to kind of go over it together. So we just ask, like, once you guys are ready, then we can go over everything. But here's the main reason why. And then what do you think I did?
You said, here's the main reason why we don't give off offers, because we don't want to get outbid.
No. Nope.
Oh, did I miss something?
Yeah. How did I do it? That's what I'm asking.
How did you do it?
How did I get my message across of why we don't just submit offers?
Well, that's what I thought it was. It was, we don't just submit
What
offers.
did I use, bro? What technique did I use?
The third-party story.
Okay, got it.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So I went in and used a third-party story where I said, hey, here's why we don't send out offers anymore. Because what's happened in the past is we've sent out an offer and a seller was entertaining a bunch of other buyers as well, which is okay. It's fine with us. Like, if there's another buyer that's going to go over our verbal agreement, then I would probably go with them. Just make sure that they're a valid buyer, this, that, and the other, right? So then I said, hey, the reason why we haven't is because in the past this has happened and we've sent out a contract, and then the seller actually shows that contract to another buyer. The buyer comes in and says they'll give $5,000 over than us, and then they end up getting the deal. But here's the thing, this has happened in the past, and the seller goes with the other buyer that said they would get them over the $5,000 over what our contract price was, and they go with that buyer. And then all of a sudden, 60 days later, I get a call saying, hey, is your offer still on the table? And this literally just happened on a deal. And I tell them how it just happened on a deal like 2 or 3 months ago. And I said, yeah, Joanne called me back and said, hey, is your offer still on the table, after she had a buyer come up $5,000 over this offer that we submitted. And she said, hey, is your offer still good? They never performed. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know. The market has changed a little bit. Like from there, I think our offer is, I mean, good news is we can still buy the house, but I think our offer is going to be a little bit different because of the nature of the market in the past 2 months. So we actually ended up buying that house, but we bought it $15,000 less than we were going to initially. So the seller missed out on like $15,000. So with that being said, I just don't want to see that happen to you. So here, why don't we do this? Why don't you collect all these offers from the buyers, and then give me a call? I can even look over the agreements with you guys together, make sure that these guys are valid buyers, and I will actually verbally agree with you on the phone. As long as these guys have valid offers and they're valid companies really doing this business, and they can prove that, and they have some proof of funds, then I'd be willing to even come up over them $5,000. And she's like, okay. So I said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have Felipe on my team give you a call in a couple of days. He'll keep you in the loop, and when you guys are ready for our official offer, I'll come back over to you guys' house, because I live like right down the street, and go over everything together.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's Felipe. That's the information that I gave you earlier.
Exactly. So I think what is happening here is I had the wife's phone number while you had the husband's phone number.
Yeah.
So Mike just passed me over the husband's phone number so I can call him as well, because I told the wife that we don't give off offers in writing until we're ready to move forward. So maybe she didn't pass it on. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll talk to I believe his name was Steve. I'll talk to him.
And we don't have to be like sticklers about it. We don't have to be like, oh no, our company has a policy. We don't give offers or
Yeah.
whatever the case is. You go about it in a nice way to make the seller make sense of it.
Yeah. No, the way I said it, she liked my idea. She said it was a fair thing because I said, if everyone listened, I don't know if you remember from the last stream, I said we want to be the last offer because we want to make sure we're the best offer. So we want to know
genius, dog.
All your numbers, and we want to try to beat everyone out. And then she was like, yeah, I completely agree. That's a great idea. It sounds super fair. And I was like, yeah. So I'll follow up with you, make sure there's any offers, and then when we're ready, we'll pull the trigger.
By the way, this is after giving an offer and trying to get them to commit the day that we went on the appointment. They just weren't ready to do it.
Correct.
But they were super, super adamant about at least getting a range or some sort of number of where it would be at. Right? So I gave them sort of a preliminary offer. And I let them know, like, this isn't the hard offer, but this is where we're probably going to be around.
Mm-hmm.
Once you guys are ready to make the decision, I'll get on the phone with my lender and get approved for a hard number. I just don't want to do that right now because that number might change if you guys aren't ready to make the decision for another 3 weeks.
Exactly.
Okay. Bro, we better stop giving out all of our sauce, dog.
Damn.
All right. The lead that I sent you.
I can't seem to find it. I don't know which one it is.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, I sent the task for you tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
It's like
5 units.
Do you see it?
I'm just going over all my tasks for tomorrow to see if I can find it.
1001, New
Oh,
Boston.
1001. Oh, not in Boston. Bruh, am I blind? You said it for tomorrow?
Yes.
1001. Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh, yeah, I've been calling that lady. Oh, wait, have I? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I talked to her. Bring this to the... Yep, okay. Yeah, we can talk about this.
So it's 604. See, here's the thing, dog. You got stuff to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just so happened to see this one in the system. That's why I wanted to go over it with you.
Yeah, I think I said it for... Anyways, yeah, let's talk about it. So what is this the situation here? This lady Anna, seller Anna, has a 5-unit house, right? It needs $65,000 in repairs. You know, assuming what she says is right. She's getting 1 tenant evicted, so she'll be selling it with 2 tenants because so far there's 3. Her as is raw number price is currently $525. It was, I'm pretty sure it was like $550 or $560 when I was talking to her, but I got her down to $25. And,
Okay.
And she's
go ahead.
I said she's ready to make a move, but she does know what wholesaling is, and I'm pretty sure the vibe she gave off is she doesn't want to get wholesaled.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So she asked me if I wholesale, and I said we do a lot of stuff. Usually, if we have a lot of projects going on in the meantime, we will wholesale a property because we can't manage all of them sometimes. And I mean, she was fine with that with what I said. She said it makes perfect sense. Some of them are a lot of work, but I'm not sure.
We do everything. We buy houses.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
We list houses. We do all the things.
All the fixes.
Literally anything we can wholesale. So that's what, if somebody ever asked me that, I would say, yeah, I do everything. I wholesale. I actually buy houses. I partner up with people. We list houses. We do creative finance. We literally do absolutely everything. The reason being is because, there's a chance for you to get more deals if you can do everything. So
Exactly.
why not do all the things? And then she's like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Now with that being said, it looks like a 3-unit, bro.
Oh, did you look at it online?
Yeah, the address that's in Podio, the property address up top.
64 North.
No. The Fall River one, the um, New Boston up
That's
top.
not that's not the house she's selling.
Okay, so what's the house she's selling?
So look in the notes you see in the very top. It's 64 604.
Oh, okay. Because I looked at that. That looked like a single family.
Yeah. So the one she has is a 5-unit, potential 6-unit.
At 604,
604.
it's a single family, dog.
And the one on Main Street, Fall River.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I'm just telling you what she told me. She has tenants in there, and it's a. Wait, you said it's a single family? Last time I looked it up. Wait a minute. I think you're probably looking at the wrong one. Let me see here. Where are you looking on Zillow? Because I don't think Zillow has it.
I'm just gonna call it. Don't matter.
Yeah, it says look, it says it's a 4-unit building, but she said it's a 5.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Hello, you reached.
Yeah, she's hard to get in touch with.
How about on the third one? Okay. Well, let's talk about it. You have in the notes here 525 as is price, 65K in repairs, doesn't want to work with realtors, currently has 3 tenants, 1 evicted. She's getting contractors there to fix the house, 5-unit house, potential for 6. What is like the next steps here? Like, I guess that's why I brought it up.
Mm-hmm. The next steps for us.
Yeah, like what's the follow up looking like? Are we trying to figure out an offer? Like what's going
I'm trying
on?
to figure out an offer. I was gonna.
Hey, how did the conversation end with the seller?
I'm pretty sure. Let me see. She gave me her as is price at the very end, and then I said I got the I didn't say any numbers. I just got her number, and I just left the call saying, "Yeah, I'll run this by my team and see where we'd be at as well. I'll get back to you by the end of the week," and then that's where we end it.
Okay, cool. So you're at the process right now. You got to go figure out the numbers on it.
Where gonna be at in the number as well.
Okay, cool. Got it. Well, let's think about this. If it's a 5-unit house, right? how do we figure out how we're going to pay for this thing? Like what is going to make sense? What do we need? What info do we need?
Some comps that work with this 5 units.
Comps work good for properties under 3, like 3 and under, maybe even 4 and under. But once you get anywhere above 5, anywhere above 4, what do you got to do?
Is it the rent rate thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So honestly, I don't really know. I don't know how to do that. I know you get the rent rate and you times it by a certain percentage around there, and you get like the max, the cash on cash. Or yeah, you're gonna have to run me down because I'm just making it up as I talk.
Well, what information do you need? You don't necessarily need to know. I'll help you out when it comes to underwriting it, like as far as where a cash buyer would have to be to put money into it, get it up to speed, refinance, and then put renters in there. Because typically, here's what a cash buyer is going to do on a 5-unit house. They're going to buy it in cash. They're going to add value to it, which means they're going to do the renovations, and then they're going to bring the rents up to a point where they're at market rent, right? Because it's now rehab. So what does the cash buyer look at? The cash buyer looks at how much cash is it going to take for me to get this deal done and to get some renters in there. And then once they look at how much cash it takes for them to get in there, they then look at what is my net profit at the end of the year. After I pay out all fees and all expenses and everything, what is my net profit? And then they look at, okay, is the amount of cash that I put in the property compared to how much money I'm making, is that going to be a good return on investment? Does this investment make sense? So that's just so you have an idea. So with that being said, understanding how a cash buyer is going to buy this 5-unit house, what information do you think you're going to need to know in order to come up with an offer?
The rent rates of the area, the market rent.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to need to know, I'd say, like the average cash on cash return that a buyer would want.
Mm-hmm.
Repair cost. And do you calculate as well, or do you consider as well the lending cost as well?
Into the hard money lender cost?
Yeah.
Like how much it's going to cost to acquire the hard money loan, or what do you mean? Like everything in general?
Everything in general.
Yeah, you're going to calculate whatever cash is going to be needed out of the cash buyer's pocket. So here's what typically happens. When somebody gets a hard money loan, they're typically putting down somewhere between 10 and 20% down on the property. So there's the cash for that. They're also going to have to pay closing costs. They're also going to have to pay some fees to borrow that money. They're going to have, like, these lenders charge you money. It's called points and loan generation fees to borrow that money. So that goes into it as well. And then during the renovations, they're going to have to pay interest every single month. That is just pure interest. Now, typically what a lot of people will do is they will use their rehab money that they get from the hard money lender to pay back the loan. So they'll get a little bit extra. They'll like budget a little bit extra for the renovation and use that extra money to pay the loan. That makes sense during the time. So essentially you want to understand the entry fee. What's the entry fee to get into this house? Entry fee is money down, closing costs, anything it's going to take in order to acquire the house. That's your entry fee.
Okay, I understand that.
And then what ends up happening after the renovation is done, they refinance out of the hard money loan and then start cash flow.
Yeah.
And at that point, you are going to have lending costs, and you're going to have maintenance, and you're going to have a bunch of things that come along with being a landlord. So you add all those things up, and then you take the total market rent minus all the fees every single month, minus your overhead. That's what I mean by fees, your overhead every single month. And that's where you figure out what is going to go net in your pocket. And then let's just say what's going to go net in your pocket is $500 a month. You times that by 12, which at that point would be $6,000. Now you're like, okay, how much money did I have to put up into the deal? What was my entry fee into the whole entire deal in order to make $6,000 a month? Did I lose you there or?
No, I mean, I understood everything. I feel like there's just the one little flaw that I found is that, not a flaw, but like when the buyer has to put 20% down, we don't know what that 20% is because we don't know how much we're offering to pay for the house. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So what are you asking? Like, what is our offer?
Yeah, because you're kind of reverse engineering how to
I'm telling you how a buyer buys a house.
Okay,
right?
yeah, you're telling me how a buyer buys a house.
So don't worry about the offer at this point, up to this point.
Okay.
What I'm trying to tell you is what we got to go get for information. Right? Because there's still some information that we have to get from the seller in order to figure out what we can buy it at. Now, I will tell you, in this particular situation, a 5-unit, I would go to either a realtor who deals with stuff down there, who deals with commercial, or I would go to a buyer who deals with commercial, because our buyer pool it's typically just smaller deals, right? It's typically fix and flips and buying whole up to like 3 families. So we can underwrite those easy. It's just ARV, whatever, the whole thing.
Yep.
When it comes to commercial, it's a little bit different. We don't have as many buyers, just us as a company. So it's just like land, like we talked about yesterday. When we have these situations, we shoot it out to people that are specified in that type of work, and we see where their numbers would be at. But I just wanted to give you an understanding of how a buyer is going to buy it.
Okay.
And what they're going to look for. So in order to go run this deal to a specialist, you're going to need all this information. You know what I mean? You're going to need to know the information a buyer is going to need to know in order to come up with an offer. As far as like the offer number goes, that's how I'm going to go find the offer. I'm going to go send it to somebody who's specialized, say, hey, bro, where would you need to be at?
Okay. So can you run me again with what I need to find out?
So for this particular deal, you're going to have to figure out what's going on with the tenants. Are they tenant at will, or are they on leases? If they're on leases, what are they paying? If they're tenant at will, still, what are they paying? Then you're going to have to go find out the market rent. How do you figure that out? You figure out how many beds and baths are in each unit. What's the square footage of each unit? And then go on something like Rent-O-Meter and figure out what those rent rates are going for.
Okay.
And that's essentially, and then all your repairs and stuff, but you already got that. So you got to go figure out what's going on with the tenants. Are they on leases? Are they tenant at will? I know one's getting evicted. Do they plan on having the buyer buy the house before the eviction's done and have to go through the eviction process again? Because that's going to be part of an entry fee.
Okay. So basically all I have to do, from what I understand right now, is figure out the tenant situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can just figure out the market rent through
as much information about the house as you can. That way we can go shoot it out to a specialist in that area.
Okay.
Okay. I could go down the road of like pulling out, like me and Mike O'Connor were going over numbers when it comes to multifamily and like cap rates and all these things. I could get into the weeds of all that.
Yeah.
We're not focused on commercial. You know what I mean? So it's not even something that I want to even systematize at the moment. I would rather just reach out to a specialist, get the numbers, see where we have to be at, lock it up, boom.
Bada boom.
Rather than creating a system geared towards that, because we aren't marketing to those commercial units. It just so happened to be this seller that we were marketing to was like had a single family or something that we were marketing to, and then had this 5 unit.
Okay.
So I could like pull up the multifamily calculator and all that stuff and show you exactly what it would be like for an offer. It doesn't make sense for you. You don't have to worry about that. That's not something that you need on your plate at the moment. Boom. So yeah, if you want to follow up with her tomorrow and figure out all that stuff. Now, with that being said, let's get to some freaking seller calls. Anything else?
Let me actually call this guy real quick.
My man George, what up, dog?
See if
Who
he
you
picks.
calling? A seller?
Yeah. You went on a appointment with them. You'll know who it is if he doesn't pick up.
You reached Steve Phillips. Please leave.
Yeah, I don't remember him.
The guy you went on an appointment with, he said he's gonna try to get his tenants to buy the house. If not, we'll do an ovation.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's been dodging my calls. All right.
Next time you have a conversation with him, let him know that our offers are changing.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do that right now to pull away, but he's just not picking up.
Yeah, good job, bro. Because that's honestly, I'm literally thinking about it right now. The number that I gave him, I want to change it. I don't want to stick with that same number.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to.
When he does come back and say that he wants to do the deal with us, I'm gonna be like, bro, I'm sorry. We have to do something different.
Yeah.
I honestly want to change the number because of the market.
Yeah.
Because it's a pretty decent sized renovation. Now, what the heck was I gonna say? I forget what I was gonna say.
You said you're gonna do some seller calls.
Oh no, there was a lead, bro, that I went on an appointment with. It just popped in my head. In Swansea, I believe.
Swansea.
I'm gonna
Did I set up this appointment for you?
Yeah.
I don't remember a Swansea lead. Mm-hmm. Do you remember anything about it?
I think it was Swansea. Whatever. I don't remember. I'll look it up later. But I am interested because it was a smoking hot deal and the seller just chickened out.
Did you already get to the point that you gave an offer and all that throughout the whole system?
Yeah, we brought him through a whole entire seller appointment. And it was the freaking I don't know.
Mike. I know who it is. Wait, do I know who it is?
The guy was super, super like weird. Like looking me in the eye, the weirdest. It was the weirdest seller appointment I've ever been on. Like I was.
It wasn't the one that cried, right?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh, that was in Freetown.
Oh yeah.
I was in Freetown.
My bad. I knew it was one of those towns down
there. You that guy's Mike's making sellers cry.
No, it was crazy. I was in a seller appointment. Luckily, bro, that I had my business partner. He just happened to be in the office that day and had some free time and came on the appointment with me. Normally, I'm by myself if I go on an appointment, but he came with me. But it was the scariest freaking seller appointment ever. He was scary. Some of these situations are scary, bro.
Yeah.
I'll tell you very quick. I went on an appointment one time with a guy who was, I want to say he was blind or deaf or something like that. He had some sort of disability, which made me have to pick him up at his house and bring him to the house that he was trying to sell us, which was like 5 minutes down the road. So I had to go to this guy's house, pick him up, and bring him to the house in the middle of the woods. Like his house was in a regular area, and the house he was trying to sell was like in the middle of nowhere. So I pick him up, and he's like, "Hey, man, is it cool if we go to Dunkin' Donuts real quick?" I'm like, yeah, sure. Freaking Mike's taxi over here, right? So I bring him to Dunkin' Donuts, and as I'm on my way to Dunkin' Donuts, he's like, "Yeah, man, it's like out of the blue. Like we weren't really talking that much. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, he says, 'Hey, so, it's been really crazy lately.'" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "The cops been coming to my house every day." I'm like, "Okay, for what?" He's like, "Yeah, they think I'm crazy." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, why do they think you're crazy? And he's like, "Well, I think my son told them that I was mentally insane, which I might be, but like, I don't know why they have to come to my house every day." So in my mind, I'm like, "Oh, freaking great. I'm going to a house in the middle of the woods with a freaking crazy guy." And then I'm like, "But what makes them come to the house every day?" And he's like, "Oh, well, I think it's the fact that I have a bunch of weapons and guns and knives and stuff like that at both of my houses."
At both. Oh shoot.
So I'm like, yo, I was so scared, bro. So scared. I'm by myself. I don't have any freaking guns or knives, right? Like,
Yep.
I'm with this crazy guy by myself in the middle of the freaking woods. And he has like stuffed bears and shit in the house.
What town was this?
This is in Bridgewater.
Bridgewater. Okay.
And so what I had to do is I had to FaceTime one of my buyers as I was walking the house. This is when I was like first starting too.
Uh-huh.
I had to FaceTime one of my buyers and pretend that he was like my underwriter or partner or something like that.
Yep.
Needing to see the property. Scary stuff. But anyway, be safe on these appointments. Let's freaking get into it. Let's call these people. Okay. Okay, Patrick. We're going to call these leads. This one's down in Georgia.
Call that cat.
Patrick is 83 years old and his wife is going through some health issues. He said he might have to go to an assisted living place soon. Let's call this guy.
Is this a JV?
Mm-hmm. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Patrick.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Mike. How are you?
Fine.
I'm calling about your property in Georgia. You spoke with my team about it, the one on Squire Drive. You got a second to chat about it really quick?
No, I'm not selling it.
You said you're not selling it? Okay. Hey, Pat, I think we got disconnected. Do you have a second to chat about
I hung
this?
up on you.
Oh, you did? Okay, well, you're looking to buy.
Yeah,
Come on.
they're giving you the hard leads.
He said, no, I hung up on you.
That's funny.
I freaking love it. We're going to annoy the hell out of this guy. All right, somebody like this, the notes say that he does want to sell his property, that his wife's going through some health issues. So sometimes you just catch people at the wrong time. I'm assuming that this guy does want to sell his property. We just caught him at a bad time. So what I will do is I'll put it in a follow-up sequence. A lot of the times too, you can have somebody else tackle these things. So we'll go back and forth. This could happen, Felipe. Like if you have a lead that is just not working with you, just send it over to Karen or send it over to me or something like that.
Yep.
And tackle it from all angles. But this is part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Hi, is this Mary?
Yes?
Mary, my name is Mike. How are you? You still there?
Yes, I am. I'm listening.
I'm calling about your house on Richmar Ave. You spoke with my team about it. You got some time to chat about it really quick? We're looking to buy it.
Would you repeat that again?
Yeah, we were looking to buy your house on Richmar Ave. Somebody on my team, you had spoken with them about selling it. I was wondering if you were still interested in selling it.
Yes, I am, but who was the one that was interested?
Harvey, I don't know if you remember speaking with Harvey. He's one of my partners.
Well, have you seen the house?
Well, I haven't been there, but I'd like a little bit more information. Could you tell me about what's going on with the house?
Yeah, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom.
Okay.
That's about it.
Got it. Was this your personal residence or was this something that you were renting out?
No, it was my sister's home.
Oh,
She passed
got it.
away.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. Was that recently or?
No,
I'm sorry to hear that. So nobody's been living there at all?
yes, I live here now.
Oh, got it. Okay. Well, if we bought it, do you have a place to go and stuff?
Of course.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm trying to get a little bit more information online about it. It looks like is it a condo or is it a single family house?
It's a mobile home.
Oh my God, this makes so much more sense now. Okay. Got it.
Well, I thought somebody told you about it.
Well, no, I just have an address here. I buy houses nationwide. So I just get a bunch of addresses sent to me from my partners and I try to figure out if we can come to a deal together. Like I said, I buy it nationwide. I'm just a private investor. But what's got you thinking about moving out of there?
Well, they're rezoning the place. I don't think you could buy it anyhow. They're rezoning.
Oh, got it. What do you mean rezoning? What are they rezoning into?
They want to make condominiums or something.
Oh,
So everybody's going.
okay. So are they like, is there a developer buying the whole entire complex or something?
Yes, they are.
Okay. So
well, some of them, it all depends.
Okay. Do you have like an option to say, no, I don't want to have a developer buy this thing, and could you stay there or?
Oh, no, I'm not staying here.
Okay. Well, if we bought it, would we have to get rid of it like right away when these guys come in and buy it, or can we
More
keep
than
it?
likely, yeah.
Okay. Well, how do we figure that out?
Well, if you tell me you want to buy the house and you have some money, you can buy the house now while I'm here.
Okay. Well, what were you hoping to sell it for?
I don't know. Don't have a figure right now. As much as you want. What do you think it was worth?
I have no idea, to be honest. I really don't. Do you don't have any idea of what number would get you excited, or like what your plans are
Yeah,
with it?
150,000.
150.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so what were your plans? Did you need the cash to go buy another house or something, or?
Well, that's not for me to say right now.
Well, I'm
You
just
don't need to know that.
I'm just trying to figure out because sometimes we buy properties a couple different ways. So if you didn't need the cash right away, we can get you a number that would get you excited. It would just be us
No, I
making
don't wish
payments.
to have another one. Thank you.
Say that again.
Pardon? I said I don't wish another one. Thank you.
What does that mean?
I don't want another home. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not trying to sell you another house. I was saying if you didn't need all the money up front, we could potentially come up to your number. We would just make payments to you over time.
No, I wouldn't go for that. Cash on the barrel.
Okay, so you just want a cash deal on this bad boy.
Well, if you decide, let me know. Give me a call and you can come down and see it, okay? Thank you
Okay.
for
Well,
calling.
hey,
Bye.
just to let you know really quick, how we buy houses, typically we'll just buy them as they sit, right? Like you don't have to do any type of repairs or deal
Yeah,
with any
I've
of
heard
those.
that's going around. Yeah, a lot of people do that.
Yeah, it's a cool business. With that being said,
Okay.
have you dealt with a realtor before?
Yes, thank you very much for calling, okay? Bye.
Okay. Well, does it sound like you're not look? Okay, I'm getting hung up on today. You still there, Mary? I'm having a tough time today, bro.
She wasn't vibing. Did she say it was a mobile home?
Yeah. So let's think about this. I'm doing the comps right now. I'm like,
What's like the average price in the area?
let's see. Hmm.
Hello?
Hey, Mary. Sorry to call you back so quick. But I'm looking at this thing right now, and this might be one of the houses that could go in our wheelhouse. When do you think we can go check it out?
Oh, I have no idea. Try it.
Say that again. Hello? Mary, you there? Hello? Hello? Did she die, bro? Yeah, what happened?
That was weird. Did you even understand what she said?
No.
She's like faded away from the phone. Did she block you?
No, it honestly sounds like her phone is on, like off the hook. We'll come back to her.
Sir.
We have a couple more here.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic. Your call has been forwarded to an automatic.
So where did I mess up with Mary?
Possibly in the rapport bonding section.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you got her to like you more, she would have entertained more of you.
Here's the thing with her, I read her wrong because I tried bonding with her a little bit, right? Just like joking and saying whatever. But I read her completely wrong. That's not her. I thought from her
tone.
That's the type of person that she was. However, she's not. She's somebody that wants to hear somebody who's serious. So when I said something like, when she said, I don't know, how much do you think that is worth? And I'm sitting there like, oh, well, I don't know. Right? She took that as I'm not a serious guy. So that's why I went in the second conversation after I knew that of like, hey, yo, this is actually one of the houses that we would buy. Like, where do we have to be? When can we go check out the property?
Yep.
But she's like, oh, actually, these people are serious. Let me keep listening. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just get like, you'll have a conversation with a seller from in the beginning and you'll miss out on some information or something like that, but you'll have an understanding of who the seller is as a person and their personality type. So you go in a little bit different. So like for this seller, I'm going to push her back to you, bro. When you call her, go in and just say, hey, you spoke with Mike on my team. We're looking to buy this house. Do you know when the best time would be for us to get over there would be?
Okay.
And show that we're truly serious about buying this house.
Yep. If you could put that in the notes just so I don't forget when you send it over. Just like,
But no, like what you said is what I was trying to do. Bomb with her a little bit too much, and she didn't take me serious.
but I also, through her tonality, I kind of thought the same thing like you thought. You thought like she was a more soft person, want to talk a little bit. I thought the same thing. And then she was like,
yeah.
And then she was like, "What's up? You going to buy her or not?"
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It changed. So knowing that, like, oh, okay, this lady probably gets a decent amount of calls a day. So she doesn't want to entertain any boneheads just jerking her around. And she felt bad. She didn't want to hang up the phone. She's like, okay, well, or whatever she said.
She puts the phone down. Awkward ass.
We have a couple more to call.
Hello?
Hey, is this Miss Harville?
Yeah.
Hey, my name is Mike. How are you?
Okay.
You got a second to chat about your property in Fayetteville? You talked to somebody on my team. I think Harvey or one of his assistants gave me the information.
We're having a really bad storm. That's why I'm not answering my phone, and people are acting crazy out here trying to strip lanes.
Oh my
If
gosh.
you could call me back probably about an hour so I can get, I need to concentrate on these crazy people that's driving right now.
You go do that.
But if you give me an hour, I will be home.
For sure. I'll give you a call. Were you looking to sell that property though? For sure.
Okay.
Laguna?
Yeah, I am. I am looking at that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, I'll give you a call in about an hour and we'll chat about it.
Okay.
Talk soon.
Bye-bye.
So we'll call that lead back in an hour. Harvey, that's one of your leads. Once I talk to her, I'll send you the link if you're still on here watching. Okay. Last one.
Hello?
Hey, is this Craig?
Yeah.
Craig, my name is Mike. I'm calling about your house in Fort Myers. How are you?
Fine, how you doing?
Good, brother. My team was telling me about this property. We're looking to buy it. We were just seeing if you were interested in selling it, and I think my team said that you were. Is that the case?
Yes, I'm going to sell it one way or the other.
Love it. Okay. When were you thinking about selling it?
Well, I've talked to a number of different people, so I'm not sure exactly what I told your guys, but I tell everybody the same thing, that some people I've told more than others, but I got an appraisal for $215,000 as is unrehabbed.
Okay.
If I was going to sell it for all cash, I might I'd sell it for $200,000. Otherwise, I'm going to rehab it myself and sell it for more.
Love it. Okay.
I have decided, yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're talking to a bunch of other buyers as well, huh?
Oh yeah, I can't believe how many people called me around. They even found out I had a house for sale. But I guess you guys have a way of knowing.
It's actually crazy because we own a bunch of houses nationwide, and we get calls as well. So properties that we'll like just buy, somehow everybody knows that we just bought it or whatever, and they call us too. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
But how have the offers been so far?
Can you hold on 1 second here? I just got to do something.
Oh shit!
Was that you or him?
Yeah, that was me by accident.
Damn.
Hello.
Hey, Craig. Sorry about that. I lost you.
Yeah. Okay. Just let me check something here. Put something in the microwave. Okay. There is there's a guy who was talking to me about saying they would guarantee me 190. They wouldn't buy it themselves, but they would, list it for sale,
Mm-hmm.
and they would pay closing costs and any, commissions or whatever.
Okay.
And I would net 190, and they would net whatever they get after the cost.
Mm-hmm.
And might take 30 to 60 days or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the highest anybody has come to 200.
Got it. So essentially what they're going to do is they're going to facilitate the whole transaction for you, maybe do some repairs or whatever it takes to get it up to speed for a buyer to come in.
I didn't talk about any repairs, but maybe, I don't know. I suppose they'd be thinking of rehabbing it to some extent, yeah, and then selling it and then getting the profit of the improved price.
Yeah.
And I had one all cash guy who he was at 180, and then I was talking about the possibility of rehabbing it myself, and that I would sell it to anybody anytime today or tomorrow for 200. And he asked me if I'd take 190. So I guess maybe he was willing to go up to 190.
Okay.
But I told him, no, I think I'd go for 200 still. That's 15,000 less than the appraisal. But I know you guys usually don't pay that kind of money for a house, and you want a house in distress or an owner in distress or something. But I'm just retiring. The only reason I'm selling, and I'm not under any clock except the marketplace clock.
Got it.
And I sold my other rental properties last summer.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the last one I own. And I think, there's so many people that want to buy it from me and rehab it and flip it. I'm thinking that encourages me to think, well, why don't I do that myself? If they see a profit in it,
I was going to ask you the same thing.
Or I could get the profit for myself. That's why I don't want to go under 200,000. It's a really nice house in a nice neighborhood on a cul-de-sac, and has a lot of nice features to it that not all of the comps in the appraisal had. Like the roof is just a year old. AC system is maybe a year and a half old. Two expensive systems on that house, and they're really in good shape. And there's no real place on the appraisal report to put how old the roof or AC systems are. So there's that covered carport, fenced-in yard. None of the other comps have a fenced-in yard, for example. So I think it's a really nice house, valuable place, and I've owned it for about 15 years, but I always rented it out. So I didn't want to rehab it and make it real fancy and that tenants, mess it up.
Got it. Well, how was it being a landlord?
Huh?
How was it being a landlord?
Well, it has its ups and downs, but I was one for 33 years. Stuck with it. And but I'm 75 now. And my main property was sold last year, and I really kind of enjoyed not having that responsibility hanging over me anymore.
Mhm.
So decided to sell this. So when the tenant moved out at the beginning of the month, the house is vacant.
Yeah.
And I had to decide, do I want to rent it to somebody else or sell it? I decided to sell it.
Got it.
So
what was like the deciding factor in doing that? Selling it rather than
my age and enjoying my retirement, and this was the only other thing, out there that could cause me headaches if something goes wrong or something,
Yeah.
it catch on fire or
Man, I hear you.
or aches and pains from finding good tenants or them not paying their rent on time. Just all the stuff that rental properties are heir to. I'm ready to kiss all that goodbye and do other things in life.
Right. Craig, we're on like the opposite ends of our career here. I'm looking to buy up all the deals and deal with all the tenants and all their BS, and you're looking to just ride off in the sunset. So I'm trying to get to your point.
And we're in a high price market right now. It's a bubble. It'll burst one of these days.
Yeah, I agree.
But in the meantime, probably a good time to sell, timing wise, in the marketplace.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I mean, how did you like being a landlord as far as getting the check every month?
How did I what now? About a check?
How did you like being a landlord as far as getting a check every month from your tenants?
Oh, well, that was fine. Yeah, most of my rent was paid in cash by low income tenants.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a lot of cash in one hand out the other, and so that's fine.
Okay. Well, what if we can get
Where are you located?
I'm up in Boston.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the deals up here to buy as far as Boston's up here in Massachusetts. It's not a place where you want to own property. That's why we're looking at places like Florida, as far as like tenant laws and stuff like that.
Or live during the winter. Yeah,
exactly. You got it. So that's why we're looking to buy a bunch of deals in Florida.
You got to move to Florida yourself. That's what you ought to do.
Well, it's a part-time thing.
Oh, is it?
Like,
okay.
I don't mind it. Today I'm in Boston and it's like 95 degrees. And so it's not too bad. But once it hits December, I'm out.
Yeah.
So
I know what you mean. I was from Ohio many years ago.
Yeah, so you get it. So
okay. Listen, I got some guys here at my house, and they're putting in a new well pump for me.
Okay.
And they're calling me right now, I think, to tell me they're done. I need to go see them.
Okay. Well, really quick before I let you
shortly, or what?
Yeah, before I let you go, what if we can get you the payments that close to the payments that your tenants were getting you every month, and came to a purchase price higher than all these other buyers are coming in at right now? Would you entertain something like that without you having to deal with any tenant headaches?
I would listen to the proposal.
Okay.
I can't tell you what I would think about it, but I'm open to options and ideas. But I like the idea of getting all the cash out and doing other things with it.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, if you wanna send me some kind of proposal.
Okay, well, why don't we do this?
I'd be happy to look at it.
Cool. Why don't we do this? Since I'm going to the bank of Craig, essentially.
I'll be right there. Go ahead. What's that?
I said, since I'd be going to the bank of Craig, essentially, right? Like getting a loan from Craig. Why don't I have another conversation with Craig and figure out what he would like as far as a down payment and then monthly payment every single month, and then we can figure out if we can work some things out together.
Okay. Well, that probably need to do that tomorrow sometime.
Okay, that's cool.
See, that's Friday. Yeah, we could do that.
Okay, why don't I give you a call tomorrow?
You call me tomorrow afternoon. But I got to see these guys. They're ready to go.
Yeah, no rush, man. All right. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. You have a good night.
All right.
Appreciate you, Craig. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what happened on that call?
He's been bombarded by other wholesalers and investors.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he already told you that he's been getting hit with those lower numbers, the 180, 190s. So you knew that you couldn't be anywhere near that because you already know they're not going to go for it. So basically you collected the information and you found out that he's just a landlord that's tired and wants to, not maintain these properties anymore. So you think of the creative finance deal and you think that seller financing might be the way out to give him the number he wants and to give him, he can continue having that monthly cash flow through the rest of his life.
Yeah, so essentially, like, there's probably some more that I could dig up as far as pain goes, like why he wants to sell the property. But really thinking about it, if he's been a landlord this whole entire time, this is his last rental, and he doesn't really need money, why is he going to want to sell the house and pay a bunch of taxes in the first year that he sells it? And
Yep.
I'm going to go down that road on the second conversation. So when I go back and get his numbers as far as down payment and monthly payment every single month, I'm going to bring all those things up. Like, hey, well, what happens when you sell the house and you end up having to pay a bunch of taxes, right? Like, what happens if you take that 190 offer and now you got to pay taxes on all this money? Do you have enough write-offs to take care of the taxes? So that could help out a little bit. And then at the end, what did I do at the end that was important?
You set up the follow-up and you give him the homework.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, especially with these creative finance calls, they end up being like, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 follow-up calls. Like you're calling a bunch of times. So you're going, you're collecting a little bit of information, giving them a call back, seeing how it goes, and then you keep going. Same thing with cash offers as well. Like all these deals that you're doing are multiple follow-ups. Like we literally have 6 deals under contract right now. All of them were long-term follow-ups. Every single one of them. Actually, one of them wasn't. One of them was a call that we locked up on the first call. But that's like 1 out of 100. Like that.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't expect, if you're getting into the business, I wouldn't expect to get on the phone and close somebody, boom, right away. It's always the next follow-up. However, you want to be in control. Like if you saw at the end of it, he wanted to give me homework. He was going to tell me to come up with a proposal. And I'm like, whoa, hold on, buddy. I'm in control here. Hey, I'm going to the bank of Craig. Why don't I call Craig back with my terms and see exactly what I'm going to get as far as a down payment, a monthly payment every month, rather than me having to go up and come up with a proposal. So now I have a reason for the follow-up. Hey, so did you think about the numbers? Like, what were your thoughts on everything?
Yeah.
And then it's just a multiple call follow-up. Same thing with Mary. Mary, like, there's no reason to try to close her on the first call. Just gather some information, see what's going on. We understood where we messed up with the lead. Now go back in a little bit different because you know how to get her. You know her personality type. It does sound nice and sweet, but at the end of the day, she wants to get to the point. She wants to know that you're not over here wasting her time. She wants somebody to buy her house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's the same thing on your follow-ups, bro. Like, just set an urgency at the end. What are your thoughts? Any comments or anything on IG or on YouTube? Like some feedback, anything helps. Felipe, what are your thoughts, bro?
I mean, it's basically it's always a long game. This is never gonna be, in my opinion, it's those one deals you get in one call. Like I don't even think about those because that's not reality. Obviously, if it happens, congratulations. But I'm always thinking about how many times I have to call them for them to close the deal. And so far, it's around that 10 to 13 conversations to get them to start waking up and seeing, like, I got to sell my house with them because this is my only option.
And they keep hearing you. They keep hearing your voice. You've built rapport with them at that point. Like, this guy is going to remember me before he remembers all the other people he was talking to.
Yep.
Especially when I call him again tomorrow, when I'm adamant about it. So tomorrow on the live, we'll call him back.
All right.
I'll put it in the notes to do that. But actually, you know what? Tomorrow I'll call Mary back on the live as well. But yeah, these are just multiple follow-ups. And then what was the other one? Oh, the other one down in North Carolina, I believe. I'm going to give her a call later. Boom. If you want us to call your leads and for them to be in our pipeline and followed up on consistently, go to silverhomies.com. We will call your leads. If you have any deals that you need sold, we will help sell those deals. If you want us to buy a deal, shoot that info over to our website. I hope this brought you guys some value. Felipe, you are the freaking man, dog. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Subscribe button, hit that like button, do all the things. We appreciate y'all. Peace.
Peace.